Welcome back, guys. I saw this post by Cyborg380 on Reddit. Um, Petra Jordan. I'm just asking, could someone please educate me how this comes to be? And then blah blah blah, and then I started to answer, and then found I haven't actually answered. I just was like, well, I found this, so I'll definitely, or this, in a Google image search, so I'll point that out in case anyone's interested in general. But then I started looking at it and I was like, well, maybe I'll take you guys along as I look at this. Things that are of interest. This little feature here is of interest. So this is the picture posted. I was trying to find other pictures. It seems like it should have more pictures or YouTube videos based on this building structure here in Petra, Jordan. But this is all I've found so far. I'll definitely do a look later before I finish this, but right now, this is what we're working with, is these three pictures here. This one, notice this thing, and then this. So this is the Reddit post, here's that thing, and this. So that image is basically like right here. So this is that exactly. This, I believe, is inside of that chamber, cult chamber. Here, inside of here, that's all. So that's all we see is those three pictures in this right now. That's what we're going by. Okay, so my initial thoughts are, well, obviously currents, but like, what's going on here? So this is the first thing that really grabbed my attention, is this feature, which is more noticeable. I guess I can close one of those here. So it's clearly there's some kind of like ledge, like this layer has a protrusion where it has like a indentation in underneath it here. Up in here, through here, not so much over here, notably. Just noticing down here, more so into here, but also, okay. Then I noticed, well, before I move on, my first thought that I thought was relevant is, okay, that's kind of like a chimney. Okay, so that's like a clue. If this is like a chimney, it's almost like it's venting whatever was like, it would suggest some kind of current. A current was generally flowing into, like pressuring into this wall and carving into it by the shapes of the current, where it like didn't carve as much over here, so it's not having that same kind of thing going on. And in so doing, it pressured in, but then it created like a boundary here where like the current got in to the container of the boundary in. It wasn't just like against a wall, and then when it hits a wall, imagine there's a current and it hits a flat surface, it just bends to the sides, but it also like starts to create an indentation that it can get into, and once it does that, then it like has walls. So it starts to create these walls of different tiers, like an inner wall and an outer wall, inner shell, outer shell, maybe, kind of thing. Okay, just noticing. And then, so we got that chimney, we got that kind of thing going on. We definitely got, if you, especially noticeable here, these lines that come down this way, go across the layer, basically, through here, and then bend this way, and have interesting things going on down here. Just a lot of interesting nuances, visible nuances. in all of the things that were going on here. So my thought is, well, it's rounded. So if there's a current coming in and then it's creating like a boundary around it, it generally takes a rounded shape over time, then like it basically, like anything else, is going to eddy in one direction. So it's either going to eddy this way or it's going to eddy this way. But if we look at this chimney thing, imagine there's a current pushing in here, so much pressure, but there's a wall in the way to relieve the pressure. And then there's the current itself pushing the current within the wall, holding it in place, so it has nowhere to go. So basically, if it's flowing this way, then it would be like push in here and go around here, but then it would flow up here. So it makes sense for it to flow out from this point, whereas if it's flowing this way, like, it literally does not flow with it. It flows over this way, and so it would go, the chimney thing feature would be over here. So we can begin to like orient the rotation, and that there is rotation because it has this aspect, and just the general all of it. I mean, it's probably more ammonite like in the way the current shaped. I wonder if this has a lot of ammonite features. Like maybe this is like the nucleus of the ammonite. That's the thinnest, where the current is the least. I don't know if that would make sense. Don't know what to make of this. It does look man-made carved. I was thinking, wouldn't it be interesting if currents also did that? But like, this doesn't look completely man-made. Like, of course it looks like man subsequently did some things to it. Like, but the hill, like, it looks carved into that which already was there. And I mean, it's possible for something like that to form the stairs. So I was just thinking, like, it would be really interesting if a lot more of this was natural than is apparent. But it's hard to tell. So it doesn't really matter that much. And let's just look some more at this, though. So it's definitely like the current that's flowing around is like also pressuring in at points. And into here, like flowing this way. So into this nook here. Whoa. Where was I looking? Here. Here. Like, it actually has a etched region, an etched region, because the current, like, it, even though it's flowing like this, like, at every moment it's actually going straight. It's just having its path bent. So, like, its pressure wants to be forward. So, like, in instances like this, it really continues along that path because it's essentially able to escape the orbit and like flow in a straight line with the momentum that it has, and then it carves at the points where the current is able to etch, and it etches in under here, under here, under here, under here. I'm not sure what to make of the layering of it all. It looks I mean, it's possible the current did it from something much more like this, and it's also possible that inside here is just more like this. I don't know. Without the, but like this definitely was, the surface was etched. Like, it was utterly etched by currents that continuously and without deviation flowed along paths. Like they flowed this way only through this region while this was being shaped. I mean, once it like stabilized, this is probably the final stable structure that was able to influence the wall as it like grew from an initial puncture hole to what it became. These things are interesting down here. I mean, it definitely would benefit from more pictures. This one I can't really zoom in on. I could take a picture of it and zoom in on it, but Wadi Farasa East, like that should be enough to bring up that structure. Earth enchantment, hey guys. Pardon me. Just trying to find this place. Maybe you guys got it. I mean, I should really just look at the whole area too while we're at it. Like this doesn't have the same features, and even where it's eroded away, doesn't have the same features in terms of the layering. You know what I'm saying? Like especially on like all this, it just doesn't have the layering. This looks carved into, much more just uniform. Same, much more uniform, carved into. Much more uniform. Really much more uniform everywhere. Very interesting. I hope they go to there. Royal Tomb. Someone must have video of this place. It didn't pop up immediately. That's pretty concerning. Definitely none of the layering like that. If we were to etch into a wall that contained layering like this within it, like we would see it. So it's just not present there. It is incredible. I always feel bad. I just look at the rocks. Oh, nothing at all like that. Okay, okay, now we got some coloration at least. Something interesting. More interesting than like that in terms of looking like it resembles this in any way. And it does seem to just kind of flow into it from over here. This is incredible looking. It's so smooth and rounded and whoa. Wow.
It was so far. It was
Oh. Not seeing it, not seeing it. Oh. What an incredible place. I've not seen all this of Petra. Like, I've certainly not seen this place. I've seen the big wall. Some other places, but not. Certainly not all this. Oh, god damn. Never seen that. Cool place. Okay, looks like they don't make it there. On camera, at least. Uh, maybe? How to avoid it. Ooh.
one of the oldest of the seven wonders of the world.
It's in English? Okay, okay. Maybe, let me go back. Not. I don't want to not link it. Okay, okay. Whoa. There's that place again. Very cool. Wow. Okay, okay, let's see if we can find this place. Let's check out any geology on the way. Certainly way more uniform still. It really does seem anomalously like that. It's at the top of the... It's at the top. At the very top of Wadi Farasa East. Wadi? I have no idea how to give respect to it. Staircase leads up to a cult chamber. Okay, so if we see... I mean, they might be near it to be up here. Or is that maybe that staircase here? That's real interesting. This looks rounded like a chakra. So at the peak of the chakra, maybe. If that's where it is, I don't... Definitely a bunch of little chakras. Like current flows were swirling because they were running into resistance, but had so much pressure behind them that they just swirl and open up space as much as they can, but still swirl under higher pressure, pretty much, rather than just being stagnant with no pressure, causing them to flow. Okay, you're going up that staircase. What's up? Okay, nope, nope. Behind the postcard. Wadi Rum. Wadi Farasa. Valley. Channel. It is dry except in the rainy season. Oh, before you know. Da, da, da. How to get up here? Maybe? Secret access points? Come on. Come on, baby. I don't know if that one. Oh, it looked pretty high up there. Oh, is this it?
High place of sacrifice. Early this morning before it gets too hot. Should be a short hike.
It's bottom line up front. Last one was from here.
This is the high place of sacrifice at Petra. It's an amazing viewpoint, so definitely worth the hike. I'd recommend doing it first thing in the morning.
Thank you. Appreciate it, but pardon me. I don't want to. Let's play. Feel free to check it out, of course, or whatever. Go check them out, guys. I don't know. Maybe like all the way up there. Let's check out maps. Wadi Farasa East. Petra, Jordan. Wadi. I just don't know where it was, where it could be. Where's the... Call chamber. Oh, that's another picture. Up here. Oh, so it's right over here. Wait, what? I don't know if I saw that picture before, though. Map. Call chamber. Boom. There it is. It's over here. Somewhere. Where was it? Here. Off of this, and this way, the last one here, in front of this long one, but not this one. Front of this one. Around here somewhere. Whoa. Really? No way. Oh my god, we're here. Ah, we made it. Not good enough. But cool. Stairs going up this way. How cool is this? Let's go. It shows some more. Like right here. Maybe that one. Detail is just lacking. Definitely the same place. Goes up here. Maybe it's not an outlet, but it's an inlet. I was thinking this was much more like here. But there's a lot above it. It's possible that there's kind of like a water draining down to here. Through here that got forced to create like an ammonite type shape that way. Going this way then. That then etched larger out, like did a first one and then etched a larger one, and then at that point somewhere along the line it connected with some larger etching going on that was carving like this channel. Gotta be pictures. How do I look at images? Oh, there's some way to see images here. I think I need to click something like that. Ooh, this is a pretty good one. Whoa, this is a good one. Oh, snap. Whoa. It really does look kind of ammonite-like. This way. Wow. Yeah, this definitely looks like flows going down in a drain type of way. That then run into like a hard layer below and are not able to penetrate as far and just cause the swirl to go over and then start to ramp up itself maybe. Let's see. Over, start to build like things like this maybe. This way, and then flow back on top of itself maybe. Going downhill though and etching out an even bigger stretch here. Ah, their feet are backwards. Whoa. It just looks so tall from that angle. These little nooks, definitely where the current was coming back up and pressing in. Right? Probably. I was thinking it was an exhaust. Just thinking it. I also, on this website, said, or somewhere I read, that's all I remember. Speech. Little speech.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right.
This shit just needs to get repeated over and over. Just play this over and over.
And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And
He's allowed me to go up the mountain.
And I've looked over. And
I've seen
the promised land.
land.
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not
I'm like, wait, am I about to paint? Oh no, that's my dad. Okay, good. Thought Jack was here.
worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Night before he was assassinated. Okay, while that was happening, I was thinking, and I was mentioning it came down this way and like hit resistance. Maybe it then went like through specific channels even. So this one's very odd right here. And this one, so it's almost like these two layers were carved by this flow coming down and then this way and this way, which then went out to this point. Like, because there's a flow here, it influenced the outcome of this shape. Like, it could have been more straight across, seemingly. Something to do with like a maximum point that then is where this is. And then it continues, and interesting, this is crazy. It goes, notably it goes around this, divides, and then just kind of drops off here, drops down. What is going on? Maybe even goes back over here. Unclear. Whoa. Oh my god. Oh my god. It really does look like it literally goes back. Maybe even goes back around and like becomes part of some fractal, like it's spilling down here, creating an ammonite shape here, but also creating an ammonite shape across that plane pretty much. That then like has a boundary out to here or something. Something of that nature, possibly. Another one up there. Just thinking if these are like... This is interesting. It's going like angled down to here rather than like if this is flowing across and like as a main conduit. That's kind of what my thought is this one's so intense that it has a new material in it, where the others are more so shaping it, although this does look like it's actually like inserting this material practically. Like it's not elsewhere, that, like in the same way. It's kind of like stained over here to a degree, but it's almost totally gone elsewhere over here. Present in this whole region, so like the whole thing definitely, like maybe this is more of like the ammonite boundaries, like there across this way, up over down that way, of another one on that plane. That's more three-dimensional than just like across here and down here. Like maybe this represents some balance between the top and bottom, positive and negative. Negative maybe being this void space that had current flowed in, and positive being the dense portion that resisted the flow and that then allowed for the structure to form around it, while being contained by the overall boundaries, well, surroundings, not boundaries, but just by surroundings rather than like air that would just spill it out. I mean, it does look like it's going up and into here, up and into here. So if there's a current coming down and then like hitting resistance and bouncing back like a splash, but where it's maybe preferentially, because it's downhill, encouraged this way, and like more like splashing out like this. It's just the current flow down that's really causing redirection to then flow into the overall system that's forming here. Like it flows into it as an inlet, hits the boundary of the overall structure, bounces off and starts doing some just shaping of the material, inserting material seemingly, like fine-grained, subtle particles in little clumps that are filling space that it's etching, maybe, seems, and then draining. Definitely after the fact, some kind of, or actually, that makes me think of shallograms. This one was a little trickier to have something really interesting to add, but I feel like there's some interesting things relating to just the ammonite aspects of it. But here, let's see. I'm just thinking maybe let's go to Damodar Kind. This place here. This is standard, where there's a shallogram shape that has a cross current. I've talked about this. I don't know if I can think of the best examples besides this to point to that are not just shallograms themselves, where let's see. Let's find a couple that really depicts the cross current. Maybe it's certainly something to do with the presence or absence of things. It's probably not the best example, though. I guess I'm not finding any now. Silly. Maybe like that. Okay. In general, I've talked about this cross current. The concept of there being like a chakra system that then has like shallogram shape out from it, and one of the sides has a cross current. This one is also, but it's flowing into the chakra region, so it's more like an inlet to the system. This is more like a boundary flow, I guess, that didn't go through here but went around the system and just drained through, even like it literally went this way, not down but around to a point. Although this is pretty straight up draining over here. Okay, I guess I'll be back next video. That's probably good. I'll see you guys later. I'll definitely link. If I can link to this, I'll link this. Alright, see you next time. Peace.